G'day everyone, I'm Griff and welcome to the second installment of the team previews for BBL SuperCoach 2025. Today I'm just going to talk about the Hurricanes, the second team on the double in round one, and yeah, I'll just start by going through all their options, giving my opinions, and then I'll give you guys a predicted 11 of how I think the team will line up and some other ways they can go with that lineup, as I did with the Sydney Sixers yesterday. So, to start off with, let's talk about Mitch Owen. Um, didn't pick him last year, probably the reason that my rank was by far the worst rank I've had since starting BBL Supercoach. He's a star, should be 100% owned in my opinion. Look, expensive, should bowl an over or two here and there, but we're mainly picking him for his batting anyway, and he's been in form for a while now, so I'm picking him, and I've got the captain on him at the moment, which shouldn't change unless I decide to take Dwarshuis as a VC and trade in a loop, which I think at this stage is looking unlikely for my side. Next we've got Nathan Ellis, consistent performer, probably from what I remember would have had his best season last year. Bowls death, underrated batter, although I don't think he'll be very relevant for batting this year, as they have a very, very deep batting order, the Hurricanes. But yeah, he'll bowl death, he'll pick up poles, he's young, still emerging. Also a lock for me. Bo Webster should be in the test team, so no need to worry about him. Riley Meredith is in my side at the moment. I don't think he's a must pick, but with their first game at Optus Stadium, which is a great bowling deck, especially for quicks, I would like to have him in my side. And I don't think he's left my side either, so pretty happy with that pick. Nikhil Chowdhury has been relevant in the past, really broke out a couple of years ago, but I can't see him being relevant this year. I think there's just too many bowling options, too many spin options now that better than Chowdhury, and I can't see him batting higher than 5, so not one for me. Next is Tim David, who Big 7 I know is very big on. And I understand the hype. There has been some rumblings about him, which I'll talk about a bit later, but I think, considering how effective he is internationally, playing at 5 or 6, I think that's where the Hurricanes will play him to. I think BBL teams, for the most part, do seem to like playing their international players in the roles they play internationally. So I think that's the way they'll go with that. And if he's at 5 or 6, look, he could still score well, but I just don't think it's worth taking the risk on him. Rahan Ahmed, English international, has been in good form, very young, good with the stick. Not so sure about his bowling. I'll look up his stats. I've definitely done this before, but where am I? overview. Uh, has played 12 T20 internationals for 13 wickets, which is very, very nice, although limited sample size. And then in T20s generally, going at about a wicket a game, a little bit less. For me, I think I don't think I'll go with him, but he's very, very much on the precipice of my side, and it'll really depend how far up the order he's named, because for now I like Hussain more, who I'll talk about next. Um, but yeah, great player, Ahmed. Still young, so there's room for improvement there, but the thing I'll say about his strike rate about his batting, is that I don't really like the strike rate very much. I think with those pinch hit batters, who are primarily bowlers, it's definitely, I think strike rate is more important than average personally. Um, and look, he's been batting at 3 a bit in the, I think it was the Vitality Blast. He was batting at 3 for his side, but yeah, for now, not in my side, but definitely a good option and wouldn't try to talk you out of it. Uh, Next is Hussain, who is just a lock in my opinion. He's only 23, Bangladesh spinner, and his stats just tell the story for you, really. I think he's an absolute lock, and wouldn't even talk someone out of putting the captain on him. I'm that confident in this pick. I think everyone should have Rishad Hussain. Mac Wright, I think, could get a decent role this year. In the top 4 somewhere. I've got him at 3, but I think it could be 4. We'll see on the day. But yeah, probably won't enter my side. I like the look of McDermott and Wade more for now at a cheaper price. Chris Jordan is a controversial one. Is getting quite old. Has had a few washed allegations, I'd say, over the last few years, but his ceiling has never not been huge over that period, and he does just put up massive games sometimes. He is in my side at the moment. I think there's probably less than a 50% chance that he stays there. I think I'll more likely be getting in another Sixers bowler, probably, at this stage, depending on their lineup. But he's there for now, and would not talk you out of the pick. Wade is another one I like. If he's in the top 3, 4 plus, I probably am not interested. But at this stage, have got McDermott instead, as you can see there. Just a bit cheaper, and I don't think there'll be too much difference between these two. Weatherald will be with the test, so don't need to talk about him, but he is cheap. Stanlake, I don't currently see in their best 11, although I could see him making his way in at times during the season. McDermott is locked in my side for now. It's just too cheap of a price for a guy who was a 200k player a couple of years ago. And I do have a soft spot for him because he did really propel me that year that I came top 10. And these two purely loop options. Marcus Bean, not relevant. Carlisle, if you want to loop, but I prefer a DPP. Okay, let's get into my predicted 11 for the Hurricanes. I'll be quick with it, but I've got Owen opening with McDermott, I've got Wright at 3. I could see Wade opening, McDermott playing at 3, and Wright moving to 4, but this is just what I've got at the moment. It's a bit up in the air there, but I do see McDermott as the best opener out of these options, or Wade. Yeah, that'll just come down to team selection really. David at 5, Chowdhury at 6, Ahmed at 7, Jordan at 8, Hussein at 9, Ellis all the way down at 10, and Meredith will for sure be at 11. So, for the alternatives, just want to quickly talk about the fact that I have seen a few people predicting David as an opener for this team. And for the reasons I said before, I just can't see it happening. I think I'd go close to calling it a bit of a trap, but obviously he can still put up a big score no matter what. I just don't think he bats higher than 5, and he's absolutely a no-go in my book if that is the case. Then just also quickly touch on Ahmed. Got him at 7 here, but he has batted in the top 3 in other T20 formats recently. So just keep an eye out on the team sheets. If he's named anywhere inside this top 5, really, then it's an absolute lock. Throw away the key, because there are just too many scoring opportunities there to pass up on. And yeah, that's all I've really got to say about the Hurricanes. Great side, and I'll see you for the next one.